The first thing I noticed is that this is not a small dig. In fact, it runs from the cable hub near the street all the way down the driveway. Around this storage area and to the house itself, there's 200 feet of damage. And we mentioned this sinkhole. Just come on over and take a look at how deep this is. I can fit my whole body inside. Can you believe it? Coming up at 6, we're going to show you more terrifying video where floodwaters came through his house and nearly swept him away. There are always two big questions you have to answer: to cut or not to cut the cord. For those of you who are towing that line, I'm here to help, including this huge hole near 283. Come on, bring the camera right here. Folks, this is I-90 West, right through this hole. And as you walk this way, down on this panel, you can see more is ready to crumble. Now, I'm going to use my pinky and show you just how loose this stuff is. You can see the problem. Another thing to keep in mind, watch out for fake parking attendants. Hey, buddy, go Cavs, go Cavs, 45 tonight. Do you even work here? What do you mean? I got my vest, I got my wand. All right, $40, park you right here. Like I said, be careful.
You want to make sure to get a ticket.
Look at this 100-foot light post just sitting on the sidewalk. It is full of rust. They tell me it's been here for a long time. So long, in fact, even weeds are starting to grow around it. I do remember being out here in May talking about the upcoming construction and what to expect. And the best advice, really, in amongst the things that you pack, make sure that you pack your patience, for sure. Christmas trees bring the joy and hope for the holiday season, but you don't want them bringing in unwanted guests right next to your ornaments. Hey, Spider, what are you looking at? Well, guys, I got to tell you, when I woke up this morning, I thought to myself, I better grab the ruler because accumulation is going to be an issue today. Well, right now, here, at least in the city of Cleveland, not much to talk about. The bigger story, of course, these huge, strong, intense winds that just keep coming and coming and coming. And I'm telling you, it is brutal out here, not only just standing, but because of all this snow now being picked up, thrown into traffic, it makes it a really difficult time for drivers coming in off of 90. One of the main things to keep in mind with new school construction is to have long, wide open hallways. And you want to limit the number of doors that have access to the outside. She told me her car absorbed $500 in damages because of her road. It was cold patched today, but watch as our bowling ball bounces all the way down the deep dips.
Jonathan, people are getting ready for that transition period when it comes to gifts.
Absolutely. You know, for many weeks now, you've had one certain thing looming over you. Yep, there it is. Who to buy for, where to shop, what to get. But this weekend, another phase of the holiday season is going to be looming as well. I'm going to arm you with return policy ammo. I'm on Terrace Road, and this pothole is shaped like the state of Texas. It's almost as big as Texas. Look at these huge boulders of asphalt. My goodness, you walk a few steps, car parts, a few more steps, more big, huge holes. You want to watch News Channel 5? Good luck. It'll get swallowed in that hole. Make sure you do your moves, show off your skills, catch the pass, go to the touchdown, practice your awesome touchdown dance. This is all going on today between 10 and 5 p.m. More than 40 football players, alumni, staff, they're all going to be here for you. Autographs, photographs, memorabilia. Man, you need to get down here. 10 till 5, and I am heading for the end zone. Reporting live here at the Convention Center, I'm Jonathan Walsh, News Channel 5. They won't stop me. They can't stop me.
Thanks, Jonathan. I want the coffee. I want the same coffee that he had. Oh, there he goes. I want the coffee that he had this morning. Can you give me one of those? Because he has the best energy around. Love your live reports, Jonathan. We'll see you soon.
We all have junk drawers, odds and ends thrown in, but did you know what's in there could actually start a fire?
Tonight, 5 on Your Side consumer advocate Jonathan Walsh has the bottom line on the potential dangers of 9-volt batteries and what you need to know before the flames start.
by themselves, stuff in your junk drawer or maybe a random box, pretty harmless. But you get the right combination and you can create something like this.
I have a fire.
I couldn't believe it.
I need the fire department here.
Inside your house?
It's real. Batteries are dangerous.
Yes, inside my house.
David Miller's home in Fort Collins, Colorado, caught fire after, of all things, he changed the 9-volt batteries out of his smoke detectors and put the old ones in a paper bag to be recycled.
The morning of the fire, I had moved the bag around, and that's apparently what caused the batteries to get into the right position to short against each other.
David's house is not alone. We uncovered this 9-volt battery hazard alert from the New Hampshire State Fire Marshal after flames broke out in a kitchen junk drawer in that state. We investigated these kinds of fires with the Broadview Heights Fire Department and the Northeastern Ohio Fire Prevention Association. I was there as Assistant Chief Joe Fleming showed how a coin can go from 74 degrees to more than 150 within minutes of touching the terminals on a 9-volt battery.
The thinner the metal, the more tendency it's going to have to heat up even to a higher temperature.
We then put together our own junk drawer with keys, a coffee filter, steel wool for washing pots and pans, and more. On our third try of closing the drawer with a 9-volt battery inside, notice how the battery slides and makes contact with the steel wool. Now, normally there would be a counter on top of this drawer in a typical kitchen, so the open air on this demonstration and breezes have an effect on how quickly the fire starts. But just like those fires in Colorado and New Hampshire, the flames get going.
You go to bed and that thing could be smoldering for hours before it really bursts into flames.
So here's what this all means to you. You can help prevent these kinds of fires by placing the caps back on your 9-volt batteries. You can get some electrical tape and place it right over the terminals of your batteries. Or simply take your battery, place it right back into the original packaging for storage. I'm 5 on Your Side consumer advocate Jonathan Walsh.
Tonight, another News Channel 5 exclusive uncovering potential dangers in Northeast Ohio. This is what we're talking about right here. This time, it's light poles with exposed wires around Cleveland, threatening anyone who walks by. And 5 on Your Side investigator Jonathan Walsh shows us where these poles are and goes to the city for answers about this.
After checking our voltage tester at our station, I found several light poles near Burke Lakefront Airport with access plates missing and live wires exposed. This is a popular site for Cleveland Air Show watchers. The worst stretch, though, was Clark Avenue between Quigley and West 11th. Pole after pole, we found wide open wires, dangerously hot with electricity. Holes so big, I could even fit my head into them, something any child could do walking along this street. 12 of the 16 poles are in bad shape, with missing plates, ripped up electrical tape, and even a combination of tape and cardboard, of all things. Neighbors are not happy.
If one of the kids decide they want to ride their bike down there, and we already know how electricity is, if it hits metal, that's the best conductor you can have. That kid's over with.
And I found more problems in a high-traffic, newly developed area right here in the heart of Gordon Square. Several open plates on Detroit Avenue near West 65th. Numerous shops, plenty of people walking by, lots of potential danger.
It seems like it'd be kind of easy to fix, I mean, to take care of the issue.
I made the Cleveland Department of Public Utilities aware of the problems. I also talked with Councilman Brian Cummins, who told me just a couple of weeks ago, Council approved $300,000 for Cleveland Public Power to hire a consultant to reevaluate light poles in the city.
Now, I understand they say the city broke, but you can still do something.
I'm investigator Jonathan Walsh, News Channel 5.
Going to give you a number here in just a moment. Meantime, after contacting the Department of Utilities, our cameras caught crews addressing the issues we brought to them, like this right here, with more tape and cardboard. The department stresses no one should ever touch exposed lines, and you should report missing plates and exposed wires immediately. Here's the number, 216-664-3156.
Yeah, guys, I'm standing on the corner of Portage and Forest, and just behind me you can see Ohio Edison has been sending guys into the skies all morning long into the afternoon, trying to make sure the power is restored to the many, many homes that get it here in Eastlake. Now, at last check with the mayor, about 1,100 people are still without power. They're hoping to get the power back between 10:30 and 11 o'clock tonight. One of the huge reasons why the power is out, look at this tree over here on Portage. Portage. Those logs are about as high as my waist. That came crashing down early this morning, hitting some wires across the street. And I want to tell you, right around maybe 2 or 3 o'clock, they finally got that tree off of the road and they opened up Portage. Now, this is the home of the Brainards. They not only had 1, but 2 trees fall onto their home. They've got the fence down. They've got a hole in the roof, and you can see they're trying to get things back to normal, putting the fence back up, cleaning things up. It's going to be a long day for them. Another big concern for this community, let's take a look at the Chagrin River. Yeah, the mayor tells us that flood stage is going to be right around 8 feet, and it's currently flowing at 7 feet. So they're keeping a very close eye on what's happening with that river as it flows out of the Solon area down into East Lake, and they're really concerned, so they're keeping an eye on it periodically to make sure it doesn't get up to that 8-foot range, which would cause a lot of problems. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we have much more complete coverage of all the damage here in East Lake and around Lake County, so make sure you keep it tuned right here to News Channel 5. Remember these roof tiles I showed you a month ago? Yep, they're still here. How about all of these barrels? Once again, still here. After promising to address all of this, I tracked down the man behind the mess. Wondering why you haven't taken care of that property yet on Starkweather? This is Frank DeCatch, owner of these properties in the 1000 block of Starkweather. Our viewers want to know why you're not taking care of the property, sir.
Taking care of it. The grass is cut.
Yeah, but there's all kinds of garbage. There's rusted out.
Garbage.
What? Oh, there's barrels. There's tires. There are rusted out pipes. There must be at least half a dozen.
Nope.
Sir, we have video of it.
You can look. There's not.
We looked all right, and there's actually 7 tires within eyesight alongside traffic signs, rusted items, trees growing into one of the homes, not to mention rusty and rusted out pipes.
They're not rusted out pipes.
Here's video from May 29th when I saw a rusted, broken handrail. Frank accused me of destroying his property.
It's funny how that pipe that you were bending was broken right after you were there.
No, it was broken before we even came to the property. Absolutely. No. Why are you lying to our viewers?
Oh, I'm not lying to your viewers.
Those pipes were in that condition for a long time due to weather and neglect.
Brett, who doesn't want to use his last name, told me about this problem, and a month later, he is still pleading with Frank.
Do something with this property. Be a man, be responsible, and handle it.
I did check with the city of Cleveland. It's looking into what it can do to help. Meanwhile, Frank tells me his health has not been in good shape and that he needs another month to clear this all out. That's what he said last month. I'll stay on top of it. I'm investigator Jonathan Walsh, News Channel 5. Nearly every street we drove today had significant potholes, some pretty darn scary, including this one right here at East 93rd. Take a look at this. But the problem is, the mayor tells me it's going to be hard to put potholes to rest.
I think it's horrific. You can't even walk in the street.
Nancy Hiss lives on McCracken near 104th. She told me her car absorbed $500 in damages because of her road. It was cold patched today, but watch as our bowling ball bounces all the way down the deep dips. If you think that's bad, try getting around in a wheelchair. Eloisa Al-Shami told me she broke a wheel on a pothole.
If I'm not careful, my chair will just, it'll pop down into a hole and I'm stuck there. So it's not easy to drive in with these potholes. It's pretty bad.
Your roads are a mess.
Couldn't agree with you more.
Mayor Vic Kalova admitted to me some roads haven't seen repaving in 20 years. 6 to 8 are on the paving list this year. Here is a list of the concerns that our viewers have told us about. We handed over your complaints about Grand Division, York, 93rd, and so many more. Mayor Kalova told me 6 new temporary workers will only address potholes starting in April. Plus, this new Durapatch machine is hitting streets now.
We're going through some trial and error with it, but we think it's going to be a huge success as far as the potholes compared to the cold patch.
Nancy wants a better ride to her longtime home.
I hope they get this street fixed and properly, not just patching up the holes because it's not doing any good.
The mayor explained to me that recently the city here at Garfield Heights was in fiscal emergency. Then the state cut $1.5 million from the budget. The service employees went from 40 plus down to 19, and that is not as healthy as the city wants to be.